On that note, I wanted to touch on, because this has been just driving me up a wall, the whole Gulf of Mexico thing and how we've changed that to the Gulf of America. Again, that just kind of shows the pettiness of some people. Like, that's been the Gulf of Mexico. We learned that in grade school, and now you want to change the name?
Well, you have to ask yourself why. Again, I, see attention seeking. I think that as a nation, we are currently and probably will continue to be for some time the laughing stock of the free world because of the largely insignificant but very damaging moves that this particular regime has begun to make. Um, I think that, just in terms of being able to boast and say, hey, I did this, na nani boo boo, and everything, like you said, that is why a lot of people who like him and can relate to him, that's why. But I feel like, especially in the ballot booths last fall, one of the things we neglected to realize is that this is not WWE. This is your life. These are, and so now you're seeing farmers who, whether or not they want to admit it publicly, we know they're having regrets because of how the current regime's policies are immediately negatively impacting them. And, a lot of the people who like to use the term DEI, like code, like woke, for example, basically, if you say the whole term out, diversity, and you may need to look that word up, feel free. Equity, most probably you'll need to look that word up, feel free. And inclusion, that's the opposite of exclusion. So, if you look at diversity, equity, and inclusion, who's mad about that? If it's you, again, look the words up and go talk to Jesus or whoever it is you spend time with on a daily basis, whoever's in your ear or whoever's in your heart, and ask why you have a problem with diversity or equity or inclusion.
Yeah, it's very American, I think, and it's sad that this has kind of been where we've been as a country for so long, because obviously, like, when it comes to slavery and racism, things of that nature, everybody was doing it. But for us to be one of the newest countries, and for us to be just who we are, it kind of shows where we've gone down this path of, we were the ones that were garnishing all this attention during the civil rights era, during Reconstruction, things of that nature, even world wars. We just always have to be at the forefront of something. And there were a lot of times where I think America did, they at least tried to do what was right, but there are a lot of times where they didn't do what was right. They obviously didn't do what was right, and plenty of times where they just kind of overstepped. And that's really, I think, the the backbone of our society is, we think that we need to be the best, we need to be the loudest, and that's why you're seeing so many people, going back to the whole football thing, having something to say about a halftime show. They don't have anything to say about, oh, what were the executive orders that President Trump signed last week or the past few weeks? What has he done since he's been in office?
Why are you using all those big words, first of all?
Look, this guy has been over here putting in work, and I can't be mad at him for that, because that's what he ran on. That's what he said he was going to do. But we complain about Biden, we complain about Obama, and then when he's out here just doing petty, childish, crazy stuff, it's silence. And then when somebody's out here doing their job, which is being a performer, then all of a sudden, oh, look at that. Isn't that terrible? That music was awful. They're just out here trying to divide us. Really? That's just my whole take on the matter. And I do think it's, again, very telling where you have somebody like a Donald Trump who is running the free world. He's got time to see what's going on at an NFL game. And then, I mean,
Yeah, the first sitting president ever to attend
yeah,
a Super Bowl
yeah.
in person.
So that's a fun fact there. But, I mean, You got to admit he's getting a lot done, and then he's still having time to fool around and beef with pop stars. So
He is getting a lot done. Just like if somebody broke into your house and, took all your things while you were away, they got a lot done. As opposed to the person who was standing at your door fiddling with the lock and they couldn't get in.
yeah,
But, and, as far as your life goes, which one is the best scenario? So if you're getting a lot done and by getting a lot done, you mean dismantling laws that protected the citizens of the United States. For example, consumer protection laws. What earthly purpose does it serve to have a nation of people who are not protected against corporate and big business? Like, some of the things just don't make sense. What earthly good does it do to take funding away from Head Start programs or, supplemental nutrition programs? And even if you are selfish enough as an individual to say, well, hey, if they take the supplemental nutrition funding away, at least the price of eggs will go down. No, no, no. I'm sorry. That is not how this works.